In the words of Gandhi, your beliefs become your thoughts, and your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions, and your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. What is a belief? Or what is a core belief? A belief is a thought that you have had so many times that it's become carved in stone, it feels like. So it's basically a thought that you've been thinking so many times. And coming from the fact how the subconscious mind functions and our survival trigger functions, anything that we hear many times when we're children, so before the age of 7 or so, easily goes straight into our subconscious mind as our beliefs. Most of the beliefs are negative, limiting ones. There are positive ones as well, of course, but they're not really detrimental to our existence, so we'll be focusing mainly on the limiting ones in this course. But what is really important to remember is that all beliefs still has a positive intent behind them because they came to us as a way to be safe. And some of the most common ones are I'm not good enough, I'm bad, I'm not lovable, the world is a dangerous place, or even just I can't trust other people. And originally, the belief then comes from the outside. It comes from an authority figure like a caretaker, a parent, a teacher. And at that age, so at a very young age, we don't have critical thinking developed yet. So we can't see that it's not the truth. We take it in as truth. It can be as simple as an overprotective parent who is always worried when their child is outside on their own. For instance, walking around in traffic on their own, being afraid that they're going to be run over by a car, or walking home from school on their own, being kidnapped. Now, not only does that, of course, develop then a belief within the child about a dangerous world around them, but also the fact that you can't maybe trust your own instinct really, or that you're not capable actually of taking care of yourself on your own, that the parent is necessary really for survival. A belief will determine the way you feel, the way you think, and the way you behave. So, a good way to begin digging into um, our beliefs is to start to notice how you're feeling and what's going on with you in a situation when you are triggered. And so that means that when you feel angry, for instance, or you feel scared, um, and you start to have thoughts that are more and more fast and negative, especially, and you might also begin to have a behavior that from the outside would seem to be self sabotaging, for instance. What it does is that it usually brings us into a feeling of being stuck in the situation. So, whenever that situation or a similar one comes back again, we always end up in the same situation, feeling stuck in it. So, a typical situation I would want to say is starting a relationship and coming to that point where there's more of an intimate level of the relationship happening, which means that we're starting to show our less attractive traits to the other person. And that's when we start to feel discomfort, and so we decide to end the relationship instead. And then that this obviously keeps on happening in different kinds of relationships. So the belief that can be lying behind that action would be in that case, for instance, that if I show who I really am, I will be left. And even going deeper into that, I am not lovable just the way I am. So the thoughts in themselves are actually beliefs then, but they're surrounding the core belief, so the really deep down one that has been rooted long time ago and it has a very strong affect associated with it, which would be in this case, I am not lovable. I'm not lovable the way I am. I need to alter myself. So in order to dive deeper, to actually find the root, We need to be able to go through each and one of the beliefs that are behind it. Now, it's really hard to do this work because we're very good at justifying the thoughts that we are having, of course. So, for instance, in the scenario that I just took at with a relationship, it's easy to, when you come to the first belief that is, I am feeling discomfort, so I'm going to end this relationship, then justifying it with saying to oneself, I should not feel uncomfortable in a situation of a relationship with a loved one, so therefore it's natural that I end the relationship. And then we stop actually the seeking there and we don't ever go further. So it's important to develop the awareness of ourselves in our thinking, which is, of course, what we'll be doing in the course on the self image.